capable of being Prime Minister or Deputy Prime Minister?
I've had a huge number of sort of ups and downs in my life. I've made lots of mistakes. My life has been far from seamless. Some of it my own fault, some of it a few bits of, well, you could say rotten luck, but perhaps it's good luck because I'm still here, I'm still alive and I'm still talking. But also, I hope that people that read that will understand that I genuinely believe in the things that I fight for. As for your question, is this guy good enough, fit to be Prime Minister? I don't think that's relevant, actually, at this election, because, let's be honest about it. What UKIP did in 2014 was remarkable. Winning the European elections, winning those 2 by-elections, nearly winning the one in Greater Rochdale, the Labour seat. All of that was, phenomenal. It's a first-past-the-post electoral system. We are likely to get a lot of votes in this election, but not as many seats commensurate with that. So I'm not going to be the Prime Minister after May the 7th. It would be stupid to even pretend that I would.
But you might be Deputy Prime Minister or a Minister if the Conservatives...
Well, we might be in a position, and the maths is very complicated, but we may be in a position, if this campaign goes well, we win enough seats, we may be in a position to have a say over how the next government operates.
And so what is your price for
my price,
helping someone into power if it's not going to be you?
What I lay out very clearly towards the end of that book is that it can't be with Labour. That's impossible, because Miliband's decided there were no circumstances, apparently, in which he'll give the British people a referendum on EU membership. I got into politics because I thought the EU was actually bad for Britain and the wrong thing. So at least Mr Cameron's been forced into the position of offering a referendum. And what I'm saying is this: yes, let's have the referendum, but let's not go through the farce, of 2 years of renegotiation, which even this week Donald Tusk, the permanent president of the European Council, has said is not on offer.
You see, but I read the conditions you've laid down here, and one of them is timing, which you've just said. You want it immediately.
Yeah.
The second one is the question where you say a starting point would be, do you wish to be a free, independent, sovereign democracy? Now,
well, I was teasing.
A lot of people say that's a bit of a leading question.
Well, of course it was, and I did it that way.
You're not going to get that kind of question.
Of course not, but I did it that way. I did it that way to make the point that actually how you word the question is very, very
So what
important.
would be an acceptable question? Do you wish to remain in the EU?
I would like a neutral question.
Is that a neutral question?
That would be fine.
That would be fine.
That would be fine. But, I'm sort of teasing a bit there. But what I am also saying is who votes, and this I think really is important, because we've got about 4 million EU citizens living in this country,
including your wife, who you don't want to vote.
So should my wife vote in this referendum? Well, my answer is no, and she rather agrees with me, actually.
Now, is UKIP a racist party?
Absolutely not. In no way at all. And, we've always, from the beginning, made it clear we're non-racist, non-sectarian. And what happens is, we get 1 or 2 idiots.
Well, quite a lot of idiots. There's more than 1 or 2 amongst your supporters.
Let me give you a sense of context on this. When people of mine say something stupid or nasty, more often than not, after 10 p.m, on Facebook or whatever it is, this is suddenly a huge story. I see elected councillors for the other 3 parties get sent to prison for unpleasant things, and that does not become a national news story.
But the reason why I ask it is because clearly you want to change Britain's borders, and over time that would change the nature of the people who are in this country. And you did this interview with Trevor Phillips. I don't know whether you did it after closing time or not. Would there be a law against discrimination on the grounds of race or colour? No, you say.
Well, the question was, in UKIP land, would there be a law? And I said no, in UKIP we're colourblind. What I meant initially...
But he meant in your vision.
There was a slight... There was a slight disconnect there. What I was saying was, in UKIP, we do not have positive discrimination for women, for black and ethnic minorities or anybody. We treat people as people. What I went on to say, which perhaps was more controversial, was that I thought that the employment legislation laws in this country actually made it very difficult for small employers to feel confident about employing British people.
But what you appear to be saying, and as far as I can tell that's still your position, is you don't believe that minorities in this country, be they Jews, blacks, women, need protection in the law.
No, I wasn't for one moment suggesting we abolish the Race Relations Act or anything of the kind. All right? What I was also saying was we should probably stop beating ourselves up too much on this issue. Things have changed in Britain hugely, but I now see a situation where if an employer chooses a British worker over a Polish worker, they do actually face the threat of going to an industrial tribunal under, believe it or not, race laws.
But how do you define a British person, though?
Well, passport holder.
A passport holder?
Yes.
Because many people will just look at the sort of name people have got, or if they see a photograph, the colour of their skin, or whatever.
Well, I think what was racist...
And that's why we have those laws.
Well, what was racist was when I said British, those in the media who are not on my side chose to interpret that as white. And the point that I was making is that if you take youth unemployment in Britain, actually, it is the young black community.
You've got a Polish name on your board here.
But it is the young black community who've actually had the worst deal since 2004. I mean, 49% of young black people in London are unemployed.
Is UKIP a big low tax party or a spending party?
Well, we want taxes to be reduced, but we see the need to lower taxes for those at the lower end of the spectrum. I mean, what's happened in the last 25 years?
You want to support pensioners, you want to support the NHS, you want to support defence. I'm just wondering what you would cut to lower taxes.
No. We're cutting foreign aid. We're getting rid of ludicrous white elephants.
0.7% of GDP.
A billion here, a billion there. Soon we're talking real money. 10 billion on foreign aid we would cut. 10 billion net on EU contributions we would cut. We would do away with white elephant projects like HS2.
But in principle, do you believe in the state, or do you believe in the individual?
Well, I believe in the individual. I believe in the freedom of the individual.
So that means lower taxes?
It means lower taxes.
If you lose your seat, you will resign as party leader?
Yes, absolutely.
And what will the future then hold for Nigel Farage?
I mean, surely all of life should be, if you succeed, you get rewarded, and if you fail, you get penalised. So that's very straightforward. I wouldn't be overly confident, but I believe I am going to win this seat. And I believe that UKIP will do better in this election than people predict. And we've been very good in recent elections at doing better than people predict. But if I fail, well, they'll have to find somebody else.
Nigel Farage, thank you very much.
Thank you.